the Green Goblin mask tutorial. And by what I mean by that is simply just the face, the nose, the teeth, the ears, and the forehead. Not the cowl parts. Unfortunately, I do not have that pattern available. So this is part 2. I'll have the banner for part 1 if you missed part 1. Also, just a reminder, there is a discrepancy within the filming continuity, so you might see some time jumps. Really sorry about that. I don't know what I was doing when I filmed it. I was just sort of... Yeah, anyway. Welcome to part 2. Let's get building. Alright, so to begin part 2 of the Goblin mask tutorial, gather all of the C pieces. These are the mask's teeth. And for now, we are going to put aside the C2 pieces for later. Begin by applying glue to the top of all 6 C1 pieces and glue them to the inside of A9 like so. The teeth should be curved towards the center of the mask. Next, glue the tops of 2 C3 pieces and glue them on either side of the bottom jaw like I'm doing here. Then glue the remaining 3 C1 pieces in the gap between the 2 C3 pieces, like so. Alright, so the next step is we're going to glue the bottom jaw to the rest of the mask. Please take your time for this process. Place the 2 B1 pieces onto the inside of A7 and A2 like this, and then determine how wide open you want the mouth to be. Find where you want to glue the bottom jaw and mark this zone on both sides of the mask and the lower jaw. Take your time for this part, there's no rush. Try and get these areas identical on either side of the mask. Apply glue to the 4 marked areas on the mask and the lower jaw. Once the glue is set, start with one side and attach the bottom jaw to the rest of the mask, repeating the process on the other side. Okay, and now we can glue on the 2 C2 pieces, which I like to call the tusks. Apply glue to the bottom edge of the tusk, like so, and along these edges of A9. Once the glue is ready, attach the tusks to A9 like so. The tusks should be facing away from the center of the mask. Next, we're going to build the ears. Apply glue along the top edges of E1 like so. Then apply glue to the bottom of E2. Once the glue is set, making sure that the edges line up, glue E2 to the top of E1. E2 won't go to the very end of the ear of E1, which is fine, that's the design. Then take E3 and place it in the gap of E2 here, and mark out where you're going to glue the piece down. You can make it closer or farther away from E2, it's up to you. Apply glue to this marked area on E1 and the entire bottom of E3. Once the glue is set, glue E3 to E1. Next, we're going to glue the ears to the mask on these areas of A3. Using a marker, line up the ears with the topmost point of A3, and then mark how far down the ears go on A3. Apply glue to this marked area, as well as the inward cutting edge of the ears. Once the glue is ready, you can attach the ears. If you'd like, now's a good point to curve the ears inward a bit more. You can do this with just your hands or a heat gun if you prefer. Alright, next, find the D1 pieces and line them up next to the nose and under the eye socket with a long pointing end pointing away from the nose. Mark out this area that D1 takes along the mask. Apply glue to this area as well as the entire bottom face of D1. Once the glue is ready, place D1 onto this marked area. You can also use them to curve the mask a bit if you'd like. The last part of the tutorial is to add B3 pieces to the bottom of the lower jaw, curving in the mask around your own jaw. Apply glue to both of these inward cut edges of B3, as well as the entire stretch of foam of the lower jaw, like so. Once the glue is ready, starting in the center of the B2 or chin pieces, and with the narrowest end of B3, attach B3 to the lower jaw like so. And there we go, your Goblin mask is complete. Here you can see how I painted my Goblin mask for my Green Goblin cosplay. The photos here are by Dark Forest Photographic, which you can find on Instagram. Hope you enjoyed the template, as well as the tutorial. See you next time. Please like this video and subscribe to the channel for more cosplay content.